Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing some drawing and I'm actually going to talk about that for a little while. So let's get into it. So the first drawing that you're going to see on screen is a drawing of Hermione that I did. It could be interpreted as just a general regular witch on a broom, but that's who it was intended to be. I actually sketched the second drawing before I sketched this one, but I did color this one in and all of that first, so it was meant to be kind of a warm-up drawing because I hadn't used this particular digital art program in a while. Because the term in which I was taking digital art was over, they took the art programs that I had been using off the iPad, which is disappointing because I don't actually have some of the images that I made saved anywhere else, so those are now lost for eternity. But they weren't really originals anyway, I was just practicing shading skin tones. So yeah, the reason I was inspired to do Harry Potter characters, I'm doing Hermione and then Harry Potter, is because it was recently my birthday and my parents got me a cute little t-shirt. It's gray and then there's sort of a little embroidered Dobby and in a pocket, and then on the outside of the pocket it says free Dobby or something like that. And they also got me a Harry Potter themed Clue game, which I'm interested to try out whenever there's a time that I actually have a bunch of people that I feel okay playing a game with. So I then thought, to try and get my own style figured out better, I should try and draw more fan art. So these both were drawn without references that I was looking at, but I have seen a lot of images of both Harry and Hermione, and so, yeah. First I sketched these out on regular, sketchbook paper, and I don't really know how long the actual sketches took me. I didn't factor that into the time of it, but I'm gonna estimate not super long, probably 30 minutes for the Harry Potter drawing and 15 for the Hermione one, because sketching doesn't really take me that long most of the time. And then I uploaded them to the Ibis Paint app, which is the app that I was able to access on my iPad because it's accessible all the time. The one that I was using for class, which I think was like a certain kind of Photoshop or Illustrator version app, is not accessible all the time through the school system, and since my iPad is through the school system, I can't use it like that. And so yeah, I uploaded them into it, and then I only used a few brush styles. I mostly used the airbrush for shading, but making darker colors and more opaque ended up being better, which you can kind of see in my progression from the hat to the outfit on Hermione. And also the backgrounds on both of these images were actually the hardest part for me, I think, just because I'm not very good at doing backgrounds exactly how I want to, and I also don't know what I'm doing as much. And like I said, the Hermione image is more of a warm-up drawing to get me back into learning how to use this program again, because it's still good and does everything, but it's less comprehensive than the one I had been using before. So yeah. Then for the Hermione drawing, it's basically just she's on a broom. I think the image, I just sort of drew it without really trying to think of a thing, but then I kind of thought of it later. But basically she's practicing her flying. It's one of the first times she's gotten on a broom. In the movie, you don't really see that because I don't think she's there when Harry does his first broom session. I don't think she's in his group at that time, and it takes him a couple tries to figure out how to do it, which is perfectly normal. And so she's not very far off the ground, which is why her shadow is so big, so she's just happy that she figured it out and got on, and she's doing the good form that she is wont to and all of that sort of thing. Yes, and at this point, we're probably already on to the Harry Potter image, and I've been talking about Hermione and the background stuff for too long. So in this image, I'm not really sure what age I wanted Harry to be. I just sort of started out an image and drew it. He ended up looking really young, but he was only 11 when he first went to Hogwarts, and it is Hogwarts. I tried to make it seem like Hogwarts by putting the fun-colored books on the bookshelf and the floating candles, because, yeah, again, like I said, backgrounds aren't my strong suit. I didn't really do any shading in this image other than trying to make sure his skin color looked really cool and that his hair looked really cool. I kind of did like a gradient on his hair, which was fun. I figured out how to use the Gaussian blur feature in this program, which is under filters, if you're wondering. And yeah, so I did that, and yes. I didn't really do anything with his shirt. I pretty much left the shirt and the book white, but I colored in the first letter on the page of the book because I wanted it to seem kind of like those older books that are super well detailed and illustrated, but on the pages that don't have illustrations, the first letter of every like chapter, paragraph, page, etc. is like a whole little beautiful picture, and I thought that would represent kind of the wizarding kind of books pretty well, because, you know, in the movie we don't really see a lot of books, and I know I'm referencing the movie a lot, but I did read all of the books. I've read all the books like 3 times, I think, and my favorite one's more than that, and I've also watched all the movies at least twice, so yeah, not to brag or anything, but I kind of know a little bit what I'm talking about. Anyhow, I didn't feel like in the movies we really got a chance to look at what normal books look like, because most of the time they were in, like, when you're in the library, they were working with scrolls, or they were working with those, like, dangerous books. So in the classrooms was really the only time you got to see books. Side note to that, it's interesting that in Harry Potter world they don't have notebooks, like, in the world of Harry Potter, not in, like, the place that you can actually go here. They don't have notebooks. I'm a little bit confused about that. Like, you never see a spiral-bound notebook, and I'm not sure why, because it would make things a lot easier. Just something that the internet has informed me of, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about. So if anyone wants to have a dialogue about that in the comments, that would be cool. So the way that this program that I use records these is that it records them pretty fast. And so the way that I ended up estimating my time was that I'm assuming that it goes every second equals a minute. And so the original time for these videos was what I'm putting the time estimates up as. So I'm estimating that the Hermione image took me about an hour, and the Harry Potter image took me about 2.5 hours, according to what the video length of the original video that I uploaded from the app to my internet server thing told me. However, I feel like the Harry Potter image took me more like 3 or 4 hours, but I could be very wrong. Also, while I was working on these, I was actually listening to an audiobook. Shout out to just anyone that makes audiobooks, because audiobooks are great. And most of the time I try to listen to music because stories can be distracting, but when I'm coloring in an image and I'm not having to think about the actual concept that I'm creating, the audiobooks are really fun, and they make it a lot less just silence. So right now I'm listening to The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens. I had never heard that title before, although I think it's pretty famous. I think there's a movie of it because movie came up when I was searching it to listen to it. So if anyone is interested in let me know, and I might do a review of it after I finish listening to it. I'm only less than halfway through according to the internet thing. I've listened to about 9 hours. Excuse me. Yeah. I think that's all I had to say really about the images. Although I am pretty happy with the Harry Potter one, actually. The background is a little messy, but I'm not too worried about it. I kind of was going for that. Like, not that I was going for messy, but that it's messy and I don't mind. And I'm pretty happy with the way that the hair came out, and yeah, because curly hair is really hard to draw. And yeah, so then just a little bit about how I've been doing lately. Sleep schedule still really messed up, and like overall I'm doing okay, but I keep getting really, really tired for no reason, and it's probably because like I'm oversleeping and not doing enough like moving around and stuff. So I guess that's just a message to everyone that you should probably exercise while you're in quarantine. I have food though. My mom keeps making delicious stuff. We just, like I said, for my birthday, she made baked mac and cheese, and then she made this like soup that was cheese soup, and we ate it out of bread bowls. It was super good. And then we also had a chocolate cake that had cherry filling and cherry jello sort of mixed in with the batter. And then the frosting was Cool Whip mixed with sour cream, which makes it kind of taste like a cream cheese frosting, but sweeter. And she put my preferred name on it, which was really sweet of her. This year and last year for my birthday, both times she's done that, which is really nice of her, because, like, you know, they don't have to. And yes, I have an AP test in the third week of May, and my college place gets out the week before that, and I need to be working on my final paper for that, and I'm a little bit nervous about those things, but that's what I'm going to be working on. This is just sort of a fun thing I was doing during my break times, and I'm going to upload it tonight. So I'm just going to sign off here because I feel like this has probably been long enough. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did slow the art times down a lot just so you could see a little bit better what I was doing. And I hope you guys are doing well during quarantine, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.